Software Systems and Limited. And it's Monday morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I've had a really nice Monday morning because somebody came on our Discord about WolfStack and was just saying what a great project it is. And it just kind of gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling, helps you get through the day when people encourage you, I suppose. So anyway, what is WolfStack? Just for those of you who've tumbled across this video with like YouTube autoplay, so you were watching something else and here you are and you're not really sure what you're looking at. So WolfStack was born out of the fact that we manage I personally look after about 17 servers. There they are, 17 servers, including 3 local machines on my local network here. And we've got a few Proxmox clusters, and I just thought I could make it much easier to manage clusters of servers. And WolfStack was born, and WolfStack is a clustering piece of software in its own right, but it allows you to actually create clusters and work with, so you can install WolfStack on top of Proxmox, and it won't make any changes to Proxmox at all, apart from adding another network to it. So one of the things I don't know if any of you have done this, but if you rent a server in the cloud or a server off of a provider, whoever that might be, and you try and install Proxmox, and then you try and install a bridge, and if you get it wrong, you can't get into the server anymore. So I just thought I just want to get rid and setting up a private network. It's just a pain. It's just so painful, and you have to restart the network every time you make a change and everything like that. And I just thought, you know what, I could do a newer thing that would be more fun. And we ended up with WolfNet, and then we had WolfScale, which is for clustering MariaDB databases, and then we ended up with some other things. You can find them on wolfstack.org. Have a look through the madness that I've been building for a while. So anyway, I'm going to show you some new features of WolfStack. So I'm basically trying to make it a one-stop shop for all the things that I do. So just to take you, there's like components that you can install. Shows you the servers running on this server. So this is one server in a cluster. In fact, this is my local machine. And this is, you can install Docker containers. You just create container, choose a template, bash, you're done. LXC containers, Proxmox compatible. So if you're on Proxmox and you create an LXC container on WolfStack, it'll appear on your Proxmox cluster. And we are working on things like being able to migrate containers from one cluster to another, regardless of whether they're Proxmox or WolfStack. Bear in mind, virtual machines, so you can run, this is a Windows virtual machine. I always like firing this one up just quickly. It's actually, I'll just sit here and wait for it, shall I? There you go, and it's just starting Windows in the browser. So if you've got a machine, the thing is you can run it on a server that doesn't have, that you've just got remote access to. And the other thing we found is that when we installed things on WolfStack, we found little things running on servers we didn't know were there because they'd been installed ages ago to solve a problem. Like we had Rust there. We've got a Minio cluster for object storage. It's kind of backup object storage to another set of object storage. And it was really hilarious that we discovered that, anyway, that's Windows. We discovered, I'm just going to close that, can't be bothered. We discovered that it was running. In fact, I can show you the Minio cluster. Here's the Minio cluster, Cynthia and Sophie, bless them. And we were going on here, and we were like, it's got 2 Docker containers on it. Hang on, what? There they are. Rust desk. Didn't even know that it was there. We've left it there for now, but we'll probably kill that. So one of the things is if you've got servers running, that are not doing very much, and these chaps have got lots of storage, but they're just not doing very much. So it's quite useful to be able to, there's no mounts on them, but it's quite useful to be able to actually, see what is going on these machines. And normally if they're standalone machines, they will just sit there. And the beauty of it is because it's written in Rust, it's got a really small footprint. Anyway, so the latest thing we've added is a quick way of accessing MariaDB or MySQL databases. We will do other databases. We are looking to do different databases as well, supporting them. But what we need is, obviously, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, if you're using our software, just a little donation. Everything helps. It all helps fund this work. And also join our Discord, and we've got a what's this? Reddit. We've got a Reddit group. Please join that, and we can talk about what you want to do, what ideas you've got. Anyway, so we've got this thing called CodeWolf actually we use, which we built to rebuild software from one language to another. If you're interested in that, please get in touch. So so basically, it allows you to pretty much edit your databases, triggers, run a query locally. It's got destructive protection, so it knows if you want to drop something, it'll make sure you really want to drop it. So that's a new addition, to be able to actually access databases and work with them inside here without having to go to another piece of software. So if I'm out somewhere and all I've got access to is hardly the access to it, I can do that. And like you can go straight into the terminal on that machine just like this. And it's same with this power and that one's running. Just go straight into the terminal. It's really quick, really fast, really easy. And you'll see there's this WolfNet thing as well, and that is so WolfStack uses WolfNet to actually have a very easy to use network, which doesn't require all that fiddling around in configuration, and it's military grade secure. And you can install WolfNet on a machine that doesn't have WolfStack and actually connect to a WolfNet network. So for instance, this is my local machine here, this chap here, and so I demo on this one, but obviously it's not always here, it's my laptop, so I take it home and I'm on a different network. But WolfStack, WolfNet, you can actually set it up so it'll know, it'll go, I can't find it, and then it'll automatically connect via another machine in here we've got set up as a gateway, and then I can just access everything as if I'm here. It works really, really well. So this is a machine on a Proxmox cluster. So these LXC containers you're about to see when we get them. I'm running a bit slow here in the office. There we go. This is actually a Proxmox network, but these are actually, I can actually still log into these remotely, even though these are on a Proxmox cluster. You just chuck WolfStack on the main server. So I'm working on lots of things, obviously, and if you want to add machines, that it's not difficult. So basically, to install it, if you want to have a go, you can install it on one machine, so 100 machines, doesn't really matter. So you go to wolfstack.org, grab this line of code here, throw it in on your machine, run it, and then when you've done it, you have to get a token. So do it on each server you want to have in your cluster, and you can choose what name you call the cluster. And you have to get the token from the server, otherwise anyone could join anyone else's cluster. You just log in on one of the servers, and then just repeat that until you've got them all done. And then you just do update WolfNet connections, which is actually, if you go into, so let's take this cluster here, just go there and do that, and it'll make sure that all the nodes know about each other on the WolfNet network, and it doesn't interfere with your standard Proxmox network at all. It really doesn't interfere with your Proxmox cluster at all. The Proxmox cluster has no idea it's there, except that you can now install Docker containers under Proxmox. You really can. So one of our plans, we've got a few plans. One of our plans will be I was thinking about Kubernetes and imagine if we could have Kubernetes set up across all our clusters, regardless of whether they're WolfStack or Proxmox, we don't really care. So I'm thinking about that. And so if anyone's got any ideas, jump on our Discord. The links are on wolfstack.org. And please, if you fancy it, send us a bit of cash on Patreon to help build this, because it's not, it's open source. Anyone can run it. Really, I'd really love some home lab users to try it out and see what they think of it, compared to some of the solutions that they're using. It just simplifies everything. It really does. And it makes it, the fact I can see all my servers in one place. If I go to the data center bit, you can see there's our global infrastructure. Zoom out a bit, because we've got a lot of servers in Germany. And look at them all clumped together. So, and you can scroll down and see this is a WolfStack cluster, so it's native WolfStack. This is WolfStack cluster. This is a Proxmox cluster. That's a Proxmox cluster. That's a Proxmox cluster, and it's all in one place, and it's monitoring. And we have got this AI thing, which I was in two minds about doing. If you don't, so in the settings, if you don't set up the AI, it won't work. It will just do nothing. And then you've got this AI thing. I'm sure I can use it because I've got to authorize the token with. I'll try it, but I don't think it's working. because I've got to authorize the token with Google Cloud. Because although we have a static IP address here in the office, oh no, it is working. Okay, so I can ask it questions like, how are our... I'll tell you what, let's, what's your favorite node? Okay, we'll just let it sit here, and because it has access to all the data for all the nodes. It takes a little bit of time because we've got 17 nodes. I'm currently running Wolf, so I'll pass through this one. If accurate, state of any Pacific node. Okay, so let's ask it. Can you check giant, please? Okay, now it doesn't care which cluster they're in, whether they're running on Proxmox or anything else. It knows about them and it's monitoring them all the time. Every hour, if it sees issues, it will send me an email and say that it feels it has an issue with something. Very exciting. Obviously, yeah, it does take a bit of time. Don't make any excuses for that. There you go. Packet loss 0%. Connection between Wolf and Giant looks stable. But I decided to check the connection since I mentioned it. So you can ask it questions, but generally it will sit there and actually go through and monitor the service, but only if you want it. So you don't have to turn that on. And if AI is not configured, it can't physically work. But we've got the usual things with servers. You can see how they're doing lots of network I/O, disk history, the mounts, the storage, what's set up on the server, what space we've got, etc. You'll see there's some shared drives on that one. And this one, oh yeah, they're our clone connects. That's why probably not connected to them yet. The dashboard on it. Yeah, you see the same sort of thing here. You can see we've got a Ceph cluster running on that one. Yeah, so there you go. That's WolfStack. And we've got some other projects as well. I just want to mention we do have a commercial project. We've got a commercial piece of software. We're kind of experts in migrating software from one platform to another and changing legacy databases. We've been doing like 1.5 million lines of code. So that's really interesting. So if you want to interested in any of that, get in touch. It's sales@wolf.uk.com. Good. I'm done. Have a great day.